Hey guys, Sam from Manfa's Makes. How are you all? Hello to all my returners and hello to all my newbies. It is so great that you've come over once again to spend your time with me. I really do appreciate it. Time is precious. You could be doing anything you wanted, but you're here today and I thank you very much for that. Okay, so today I am going to give you a little mini crochet catch-up. So it has been a while since I've done one of these. The last crochet catch up, we actually told you that myself and Mike had an FO each, which was the cocoa wrap. Ever since then, I have been really strict on myself in trying to get some of my long-standing parked whips completed. Now, I have been working incredibly hard to do so. The project I picked to try and finish was, of course, my Moo Memento blanket. Now, that is not a pattern. That is what I am calling my blanket. It is a C2C blanket that I started a couple of months ago, but it is being made in some beautiful rainbow yarn that my lovely Sarah from Crafty Moo gifted to me. I will pop Sarah's link down in my description box. If you are not familiar with Crafty Moo, please do go and check her out. She is a wonderful person. She is a very dear friend to me. I love her incredible amounts, more than I could probably ever say. And she gifted me this yarn quite a while ago. And I have mentioned a few times on various videos that with yarn gifted to me from people, I would like to make memento items. I picked Moo's yarn to make a blanket. I had never done a C2C before, so I combined the two to make my Moo memento. So it is not finished. I have been working pretty much bar one item wholly and solely on this blanket. As I have just said, I have never made a C2C before. I got to the part and I'm following Crystal at Bag a Day's tutorial. Love Crystal at Bag a Day. All of her tutorials are very clear and easy to follow, in my opinion, whether you are a beginner or advanced. Her tutorials are definitely some of the best resources out there, in my opinion. And yes, so I was following her tutorial. I got to the part where we started to do one side of the decrease, and I'm crocheting away, crocheting away, crocheting away, crocheting away. And I must have been working on it every evening for about a week, and I'm thinking, well, how am I ever going to get to the end? I pulled a Manfa, guys. I mean, goodness gracious. I should have gone on in the tutorial a little further where Crystal says when it is the size you want it to be and you want it to meet together to finish it off, you need to decrease on both sides. Now to you, you're probably groaning thinking, well, yeah, that's logic, Manfa. What are you doing? I didn't. I just kept going and going and going. And unfortunately, that meant that the 5 skeins of yarn that Moo had given me ran out. And I had nowhere near completed my blanket. Now, I have also said in other videos that I am on a bit of a yarn diet at the minute. I want to try and use some of my stash before I can justify buying more. And also, apart from a few of the yarn hauls that I have shown on this channel, you probably may have noticed by now that I have been incredibly, overwhelmingly generously gifted a lot of Happy Mail, and I mean a lot, guys. It was just flooding in day after day after day, week after week, and it's been going on for 2-3 months now. I am not complaining. I love each and every Happy Mail that I receive, and in a lot of the Happy Mails I did receive yarn. So on top of the stash that I already had and on top of yarn hauls that I already made, I then had an awful lot of Happy Mail yarn to add to my stash, and all of a sudden my tiny little stash suddenly grew to a ginormous stash. Now, it's ginormous to me. I have never had this much yarn in my whole entire life. I know that there are many other fabulous content creators out there who have double, triple, quadruple, 10 times the amount of yarn that I do. You have to remember though, guys, that me here with a family of 6 plus 2 animals, we're pretty limited on space. And when I was in Zoom recently, myself and Mike rearranged our yarn shelves and we were trying to put it all away and find it at home. I still have overflow of yarn that I have not yet managed to get on my shelves. And however much of an awesome and fantastic thing that is, I realise that until I get through some of it, I personally will stop buying yarn. If I'm gifted it in Happy Mail, if I win it in giveaways, to me that doesn't count because that is bonus yarn, not purchased yarn. So bonus yarn is still very much welcome. Not that I'm asking for any, I never expect Happy Mail. I do enter giveaways though, and very occasionally I am very lucky to win some of these giveaways. So those are bonus yarn hauls in my opinion, but I had put myself on a yarn diet. I had also wanted to get through some of my long-standing whips before I started playing with some of the new yarn that I want to make projects with, because yes, you can start a lot of whips and yes, you can have a huge variety of projects to work on. I didn't want some of my parked whips to become UFOs or unfinished objects. So I said to myself, finish a long-standing whip, you can play with some of your new yarn. Then finish another long-standing whip and you can play with some of your new yarn. And you're not to buy any yarn in between. Well, like I was saying, I ran out of the yarn that Moo gave me, and in order for me to finish my project, that then meant that I needed to buy more. Again, I justify this as I need to finish a long-standing whip. The only way I can do that is to purchase more yarn to complete the object. So I did have to buy some more of the yarn that I am making my C2C in. You're probably all sat there going, Manfa, you don't have to justify yourself. You buy yarn whenever you want. You don't have to explain all the nitty gritty. Well, I just like to be open and honest and give you the full background story and the scenarios as they crop up. So I went on to Amazon and located some of the yarn. I actually bought a 5-pack. I only thought that I would need 1, maybe 2 balls more. I have added another 2 balls to the 5 balls that Sarah gave me. So my blanket has already eaten 7 balls of yarn. I am now on to the border, and for the border I'm using some of my yarn from my stash to again try and get rid of some of what I've got before I play with my new stuff, and it's older stash. It's stash actually before I even started my YouTube channel. But I do want to put just a smidgy bit more of the Moo yarn in the border. So I'm going to have to crack out an 8th ball. So then I'll have 2 balls left, well, 2 and a bit balls left over, I think. So keep your eyes peeled, guys, because I don't want to add those 2 balls back into my stash. I would like to gift them to one of you beautiful supporters as a way of paying it forward, and also to stop increasing the size of my stash. So I'm not giving it away today. I will give it away in the near future. So keep an eye on my videos because that will be coming up. So I have got my project next to me and I will show you my project. I will give you the stats on the yarn, but I don't actually have with me at this table a ball of the yarn in question. I am going to leave that until I do give it away in the future. So would you like to see my monster blanket? I actually got Mike to lay it over the top of me when I was in bed one night. just to see how big it is, because you know when it's all bunched up on your lap and you don't actually know how big it is because you're just working away. Well, I'm telling you guys, it goes from the tips of my toes till about here, and then I've got about another inch of border to put on, so it is nearly my height, and I think I'm about 5'8", 5'9", something like that. It's a big blanket, but you know what, when it is completed, when I have finished the border, I am always gonna have my Moo Memento blanket to remind me that there is a wonderful person out there in the world known as Sarah Crafty Moo. She beautifully and generously gifted me this wonderful yarn, and I have now myself turned it into a beautiful blanket that I can cherish forever. And however sappy this sounds, and I don't want to be cheesy and sappy, I am speaking from the heart now. Every stitch that I have put into that blanket, I have actually felt Sarah's love. And I know that sounds really silly because she just bought me a packet of yarn. But every stitch I've made, I have felt Sarah's love surround me. And when I had it on me, when I was testing out the size, I genuinely felt calm, and I felt happy, and I felt loved by somebody who I haven't even met in the real life, in the real world, guys. I've only ever met her in Zoom and watching her videos, and we chat on Facebook Messenger and things. But she very quickly became very important to me and a very good friend to me. And to now wrap myself up in her love and support is just incredible. And that's exactly what I wanted from these memento items that I'm making. Now you're probably thinking, yeah, that's just your brain being delusional, you know, because that's what you want. Well, if I'm delusional and that's what I want, then that's what I'm going to get. And that's what I do get from my blanket. And I am so over the moon with that, because I have been a bit on the missing list, as you guys know, and I have been a bit emotionally all over the place lately, and Sarah has checked in regularly with me. And now when I am feeling a bit meh, I can just wrap that Moo blanket around me and know that even if Sarah's at work and busy or enjoying time with her family or wherever she is and whatever she's doing, I've got Moo around me. I have got Moo in my life, in the background, cheering me on, loving me and supporting me. And that means the absolute world to me. So thank you, Moo. You know I love you. So let's get the beast out, shall we? And it is huge, guys. I'm not going to be able to fit it all on screen. There's going to have to be a little bit of to me, to you, to try and show you it. So, like I said, I did get the main body of the blanket completed last night, and I started the border. So let me work out how I'm going to show you guys this, because like I said, it is absolutely ginormous. Okay, are you ready? So I'm going to show you this way, because the last time I showed this beautiful blanket, so let me explain these. So this red stitch marker here was to signify to me that this was the side that I was decreasing. When I was still increasing on the other side, this was to help me to remember that when I hit this end, I needed to decrease. So that's what this stitch marker means. So this is just for my reference. That isn't actually anything to do with the project. However, this stitch marker here was where I was when I last showed this on my channel. Okay? Was a couple of months ago, and like I said, for about a week and a half now, I have been so incredibly busy trying to get this done. So from this, so we've got this corner, guys, okay? So from this green, it looks yellow on screen, but it is green. From this green stitch marker, okay, ready? We're going across, and across, and across to this side. Now do you understand why I needed to buy more yarn? It's huge. So that is the progress on the length. Okay, so I mean, look, I can't even get it all in, even with my arms outstretched. It is easily my wingspan, if not a little bit longer. But if I flip it up the other way for you guys, so that it's the width of it, I'll show you the width. The width is still pretty dang long. And then I'll show you the length visually. So here we go. Are you ready? We're going to go up and up. Ignore the yarn, it's still attached. And up and up and up and up and up. It's huge, but I loves it. I really loves it. So what yarn did I use? You want me to remind you? Okie dokie. So I am actually using the Papacha Batik. And this colour is 55413. It has got the Ecotex standard. It is a lightweight 3. You can wash at 30 degrees Celsius. Do not tumble dry, do not iron, do not bleach. It recommends a 4 to 4.5 millimeter knitting needle and a 3 millimeter crochet hook. I'm actually using a 4 millimeter crochet hook. I'm using one of my Clover Amours. Love them. It is, they are 100 gram balls or 3.5 ounces. There is 360 meters or 393 yards per ball. And it's 100% acrylic. So if I've already used 7, even if we round it up to 400 yards, guys, because it's only 7 yards short. So 4 times 7 is 20. So that's 2,800. But then I need to... So about 2,750 yards I've used in this blanket. No wonder it's so big, right? So there we go. 7 of these I've put in so far. And then for the border. Now, okay, so this yarn is from my stash and it wasn't yarn gifted to me by Sarah. But Sarah won't mind because like me, Sarah loves a bit of twinkle or a bit of sparkle. So I am using this from my stash. It is white and it is twinkly and sparkly. I hope you can see that there, guys. It is literally just a white and the twinkle sparkle in it. I never know whether it's pearlescent or iridescent, but it's one of those. It's that type of sparkle. And it is actually only a yarn you can get here in the UK, guys. I get it from a shop called B&M. And it is the Baby Sparkle knitting yarn, which is machine washable. So this is also a lightweight 3. It is shade S01K010. 100 grams, made in Turkey, colour white. 95% acrylic, 5% metallic yarn, and about 300 meters approximately in this one. It says you can machine wash warm, 30 degrees, hand wash warm, 30 degrees, and that's Celsius. It says cold rinse, short spin, do not wring, do not tumble dry, do not iron. It is dry cleanable, do not bleach, and it recommends 4 millimeter knitting needles. There is no crochet recommendation, but I'm still using the 4 millimeter Clover Amour hook that I did for the rest of the blanket. That is the label there. This is the first ball because I've only just started adding it. And what I plan to do for my border, guys, is I'm going all the way around the edge in half double crochet, and I will do that for 2 rounds. So 2 lots of half double crochet in the white. Then I'm going to go back to the rainbow Papacha Batik and I'm going to go around once in a single crochet row. And then I'm going to do another 2 rows of the half double crochet in the white. So 2 white, half double crochet, 1 rainbow single crochet, 2 white, half double crochet. Because I wanted a fairly simple but neat and Manfa-esque border on my Moo Memento blanket. So yes, I don't know how many of these I will get through. I will let you know. I actually only have 2 in my stash, so I hope the 2's enough, or I'm going to have to go and buy more yet again. But anyway, so rainbow for Manfa. Little bit of twinkle thrown in because Manfa likes twinkle and sparkle as well, but so does Moo. So this blanket encapsulates both myself and Moo together. Like I said, I absolutely love it. Every stitch I put into it is stitched with love for my Moo, and I feel her love coming straight back at me whenever I have it on my lap or wrapped around me. So I am so pleased that that one is nearly at the finishing post. So there was one other thing that I did. When I was waiting for that yarn to come, because it also got delayed, we have a delivery company here in the UK called Hermes. I do not recommend them. I do not like Hermes. Sorry to anyone who works at Hermes, or sorry to anyone from Hermes who might watch this, but you need to sort it out. I mean, let's just not go there. Anyway, so while I was waiting for the Moo yarn to come in because I had run out, I did allow myself to play with some of my new yarn. Now, like an absolute spoon, I have forgotten to bring the yarn band over with me. But as luck would have it, I have a different colourway on my shelf. So, if you remember, I did a Premier yarn haul. That video is in my playlist, should you wish to check it out. I got 2 different colourways of the Mementi. 437 yards, 400 metres, 7 ounces, 200 grams. This one that I'm showing you is Hydrangea. This is not the colour that I used in my other project, which I'll show you in a minute. It is a medium 4. It's 58% cotton and 42% acrylic. 5mm knitting needles or 5.5mm crochet hook. Hand wash, cold, lay flat, dry. And like I said, it's from Premier. So I also made another crystal bag a day item. I bought these Mementi yarns to make crystals, Japanese knot bags. Well, in the other colourway, which I believe is called Canyon. I better go get the yarn label. Bear with me one sec. Hi guys, I'm back. So I grabbed the label, and yes, I was right. I used the colourway Canyon. This is the yarn label, and something that I don't think I've mentioned before, or maybe I have, I'm not sure. I am actually keeping every yarn ball label when I have used the full skein. I'm going to keep them for the whole of the year, and then at the end of the year I will know exactly how many yards / meters of yarn I have used for that year. So it was the colourway Canyon. And like I said, I did make the Japanese knot bag from Crystal over at Bag a Day. Can you see? Isn't the colour absolutely gorgeous? And it really does suit this pattern, because I did not colour control, guys. I just let the yarn flow because, as you know, I'm trying to be a bit less controlling on these things. And it naturally striped itself with the pattern. So I was super pleased with how that turned out. Like I said, you can find the tutorial over at Crystal at Bag a Day. She did not add a tassel to hers. I just put a little extra Manfa part to it. And with the Japanese knot bags, you put the longer strap through the shorter strap. There we go. And I'm going to be using this as a project bag. Put it on your wrist. And away you go. There's your bag with your project in, hopefully. How gorgeous is that, guys? And I think the tassel just gives it a little extra finishing touch. And I had some of the Mementi left. So then it used the rest of the Mementi, which means I could put the ball band in my little wallet there. So yes, there we have it. Little bit of a funny story about the tassel. I was actually making the tassel while I was in Zoom, and I actually sewed it this side. But when I put it on this side and put the handle through the shorter handle, it was blocked by the shorter handle and you couldn't see it. So I cut it off and put it over on this side so that when the handle does go through, you are still able to see the tassel. So there we have it, guys. I am super pleased with it. I am super happy with how it came out. Another really easy and clear tutorial to follow. I absolutely love it. This Mementi yarn is so super soft and squishy. I absolutely adore it. I definitely will be making another one in this colourway. And in the future, when I am not on a yarn diet, I will be purchasing more Mementi because, guys, if you haven't tried it, I highly recommend. It is gorgeous yarn, and a gorgeous pattern deserves a gorgeous yarn. So there we go. I've made myself a little project bag, guys. So like I said, I made this while I was waiting for the yarn to come back in for the C2C. This I finished, the yarn came the very next day, and then I cracked on with the blanket again. So although I wasn't supposed to play with my new yarn, I was justified because I was waiting for yarn to finish the long-standing whip that I said I would complete before playing with them. So these two go hand in hand. I now have a lovely project bag that I really desperately need. I got to play with my new yarn, which was very enjoyable, and I highly recommend. And I also now have enough yarn to complete my long-standing project. So when I have finished my Moo Memento blanket, I will come back on and show you in its entirety. And then, so I'm going to finish the Moo blanket. I'm going to make a second Japanese knot bag out of this one because it is quite a quick pattern. It doesn't take very long. So then I've got two project bags. That's my Mementi gone off of my shelves and used out of my stash. And then I am going to make a hug as a happy mail. And then I will probably dig out one of my other long-standing whips. So that is the plans over here at Manfa's Makes over the next week, 2, 3, however long it takes. So yeah, please do come back and watch my videos when you do have the time to do so. I truly appreciate it. Thanks for watching today. This was a lot longer than I thought the video would take. I thought I would be done in about 10 minutes, but hey, you know Manfa. Manfa can't do 10-minute videos. She waffles and waffles and waffles and waffles, but you very graciously come back and listen to the waffle anyway. So guys, thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. Oh, and don't forget, the last 2 balls of the rainbow yarn will be given away at some point. So, oh, and this video will actually be scheduled for Thursday. So if you are seeing this video on Thursday, please don't forget to check out the giveaway that I actually have going on at the moment. I think the video is titled, "Do You Want These?" Go watch that video, see what I'm giving away. If you haven't already entered, get your butt in gear, because by the end of the day I will be closing the giveaway, and tomorrow, Friday, I will be drawing a winner. So if you haven't already done that, guys, go over there quick and I will get your name in the pot, I promise. So after all of that's been said and done, I better let you go. I love you all so much. Like I said, I really do appreciate your time, your love and your support. Sarah Crafty Moo, love you, you know I do. And thank you for giving me such beautiful yarn to create such a beautiful blanket. I love you loads, and I will speak to you all soon, guys. So stay safe, be kind, look after one another, get some good quality time in with your loved ones, and get some good quality crafting time in. And I will see you in the next one or around the YouTube streets. Love ya. Bye, guys.